Right now, you have less than 5 months left to change what your 2026 tax bill looks like. Not 5 months to file, 5 months to actually change the outcome. Here's what most business owners do not realize. By the time your accountant sits down to prepare your return, in the spring, the year you are filing for is already closed. The numbers are locked in. All that's left to do is report what already happened. So today, I want to talk about the difference between the two, why that difference is costing you money right now, and what it actually means for the months you have left in 2026. I'll let you finish this video, but there is something important I would like to share with you first. If you are paying more in taxes than you should, this is for you. I'm inviting you to join my Tax-Free Wealth Awakening Summit and learn practical strategies to legally reduce your taxes and keep more of what you earn. Reserve your spot now by using the link below. See you at the summit. Let's start with a distinction that costs people real money every single year. Tax preparation is not the same thing as tax planning. Tax preparation is what happens after the year ends. It is reactive by definition. Your accountant takes what already happened, your income, your expenses, everything that already happened between January and December, and reports it correctly to the IRS. That is necessary work, and it has to be done well. But by the time it's happening, there is very little room left to change the outcome. The year is closed. You are just documenting it. Tax planning is different. It's forward-looking. It is the work of looking at where your income is trending this year, while the year is still open, and making decisions before the year ends. It requires looking ahead instead of looking back. The problem is, most business owners only think about their taxes once a year, in March or April, when they sit down with their preparer, and by then, the year they are asking about is already finished. There is nothing left to plan. There is only something left to report. That's the gap between preparation and planning. And it's a gap most people do not realize exists until it's already cost them something. Here's the part that makes this urgent instead of theoretical. Tax planning only works while the year is still open. Once December 31st passes, the tax year is sealed. Whatever your financial picture looked like on December 31st is what it looked like permanently for that year. That means anything that could have shaped your outcome for 2026 has to happen within 2026. Not when your return is being prepared in the spring of 2027. Not when you finally sit down with someone to talk taxes. This is why proactive planning and after-the-fact preparation produce such different results for two business owners with the exact same income. At the time I'm recording this video, you still have a little over 4 months on the calendar. That is real usable time, but it is shrinking every week, and it doesn't reset once it's gone. It's gone for this tax year specifically. In my experience working with business owners, the reason most people miss this window isn't that they do not care about their taxes. It's that taxes feel like a once-a-year event tied to filing season, so planning simply never makes it onto the calendar until it's forced there, usually by a bill that is bigger than they expected. By the time that happens, they are not choosing anything anymore. They are just absorbing a result that was already determined month earlier, when there was still time to influence it and no one was looking at it yet. The business owners who consistently keep more of what they earned aren't necessarily doing anything more complicated. They are just having the conversation earlier. They are treating tax planning as something that happens during the year their income is being earned, not after it's already over. That's really the entire difference. Same income, same business, same tax code, but a completely different outcome based purely on timing. If you are a business owner and the only time you talk about taxes is when your return is being filed, I want you to sit with that for a second. That means every single year, you are only ever finding out the result. You are never in the room while the outcome is still being decided. That doesn't mean you did anything wrong. Most people were never taught that there's difference between preparation and planning. The two get used interchangeably, and most tax relationships are structured entirely around filing, not around the months leading up to it. But it does mean that right now, today, you are standing in one of two places. Either 2026 is still an open year for you, one where a planning conversation could still change something, or it's already effectively closed because nothing is going to shift between now and December 31st without a decision being made. The only way to know which one is true for your situation is to actually look at it while there is still time left to do something about it. So here's what I would encourage you to do. Do not wait until your return is being prepared to have your first real conversation about your taxes this year. That conversation, by definition, comes too late to change anything. If you want to know whether 2026 is still an open year for you, whether there is still time and still room to shape your outcome before December 31st, that's exactly the kind of conversation a tax planning engagement is for. I work with business owners on this directly, looking at where their year is actually headed while there's still runway to do something about it. I will leave details on how to reach me in the description below. The bottom line, your 2026 tax outcome isn't fixed yet. It is still being written week by week for as long as this year stays open. The only question is whether you are going to be part of writing it or whether you are going to wait until April and just read the ending. If this was helpful, share it with a business owner who needs to hear it before their year runs out. See you next Monday.